All right, welcome everybody to Shelf Space, episode number 16. And we got a lot of people waiting in the live chat here, so sorry to keep you guys waiting for a few minutes there. But we're now live. We got Charles out live in Montreal.
Hey, everybody.
We have Gina live from Toronto. And
Hello.
myself out here in Edmonton, where we have 6 more months of winter. And
Before it starts again.
yeah, and live from Hong Kong, we have a very special guest for our Sweet 16th episode. Very sweet guest. We have Mr. Shanab, the CEO of Figurama Collectors.
Hello, guys.
Hey, nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me to be in your show, and hopefully, we are gonna have fun tonight.
I hope so.
Excellent. So we wanted to say special thanks to you because it is 2 a.m. in Hong Kong at the moment. So
Yeah.
thanks for accommodating us out here. So our show today pretty jam packed. We're gonna get through Shanab's background, how he got to Figurama and kind of the creation of the company. Then we're gonna get to the big event Wonder Festival, which just wrapped up a couple weeks ago in Tokyo, and lots of news coming out of there for Figurama. And we got a Q&A segment, so everybody watching, get your questions ready for that segment there, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. And then we got a couple teasers at the end of the show. We got a teaser from Tokyo Ghoul. We got a Hunter x Hunter update, and I think you have some news for Attack on Titan as well you wanted to share. So we'll
That's
get to
true.
that at the end of the show. So let's get into the background, Mr. Shanab. We're going to start off with Gina. Let's roll.
First of all, thanks for coming on the show. And I guess we'll start right from the beginning. I know that you're a collector and that you appreciate high end collectibles. Tell us how the company began, how it formed, what was the evolution and the ignition to this company.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the question. Actually, I am, I like face this question a lot when I'm in any show or, like someone meet me. I am a collector, and that's my base. That's my core. You see, like as a hobby, like my background, it's like a purely design. I am doing like all kind of designs from graphics to packaging to interior and so on. So these two realms, they like match very well, and I always had a passion for collectibles from the action figures back in the 80s. Along the way, like the like more as the hobby it evolved, it became like more of a PVC, then polystone, and so on. So like it's a great journey that I had since my childhood, along with toys and then collectibles. You see, so like basically the call of establishing Figurama came when me and my colleagues and friends, we really like found a gap. There is a void in the market into a specific art style that we found missing. And since I like came from the artistic background, to be honest, I felt the lack of the artisticness in, it's there, but it's not as how it should be. So um, we thought like why not combining the art with the collectible, which is like more of a niche market that it's not for everyone, it's only for a limited specific people, unique elite, let's say. And to do that we had to be unique. So the versus or the like fighting diorama, it's our specialty to have a very highly dynamic statues that it can tell a story. It's not anymore about the character posing or like doing a specific energy around them. No, it's like about like let's say telling an emotion. It's telling like capturing a specific moment to freeze it in time, to like put lots of thought process and not just capturing an anime a screenshot or a pose and do it, or to like get a manga cover and just make it as a statue. We like our research process, it takes as much as a production, I would say, and like maybe more. So we had to like dig deep into every single details. It's a process of giving birth to such life
So
collectible.
let me just ask you a quick question on that. So when you're approaching artists, you kind of already have the concept, you already have the theme in mind.
Can you specify like which artist you are talking about, concept or a 3D?
Like, oh, 3D. That's what I mean. So like, do
Yeah,
you, when you're working with the 3D sculptor, you already have a like a sketch or an idea in mind. You already know what story you want to tell.
absolutely. And we do that actually. Like, but our concept art isn't a holy book or something that we can change. We always love the 3D artist input into it
Collaboration. Yeah.
because they should feel involved in this, and they're not just like obeying something. No, all of us are a great team. Whoever artist we choose to like work with, we always like love their own touch to the statues. And so like, but that's a good question, Charles. During the cooking of the concept art stage, which is quite long actually, we give the project to the best 3D artist that can do this style. Like let's say a Caleb, it's like more of the dark, monstrous. Uh, we like give Keita Okada, like more of the anime, like, but yet it have great details and more organic, I would say. David Giraud, he's actually like he have a great style of balancing both the comics and the anime. So Trigon, it was a perfect fit to him because it's a Western anime, if you want to say. So yeah,
Yeah.
like there is a specification and special qualities in the artists that we choose to work with our projects, and we only choose the highest caliber, and like not only for their name, no, like but for their knowledge. Like they are a known artist for their knowledge.
Well, David Giraud, for example, that you were mentioning, he's we interviewed him about a month ago, and he's a very versatile digital artist. He's done virtually everything from Star Wars to DC to anime. He's had his hands in many different pies. He's a digital chameleon, if I could say that. If you understand how I mean that, a digital chameleon in the sense
Yeah,
that
I know.
he can work
He,
on.
he
He can
like
almost do
changes.
anything you ask him.
Yes, he's
All right.
he is like very adaptable actually, and that's what I like about him. David Gerard. Once we like worked together on Trigon, actually he didn't involve much into dioramas in the past. So it was quite challenging to David, like, but he excelled very well in the diorama and the pose with all the details. So that's something that we like about the artists that we like work with, especially David Gerard. He's like highly adaptable to the situation. As you mentioned, he's a chameleon.
Yeah, he can
All
pretty
right.
much adapt to it.
I'm just gonna throw up some of your releases from last year. Here we have Devilman that came out, big success for you guys. This was a Caleb Nefsid piece. Thor, the Ragnarok Thor. One thing about that I noticed is you guys like to throw in a lot of Easter eggs for the characters, little sprinkles of the story throughout, and I've
That's what we
noticed
call
that
them.
Easter eggs. Yeah, so. I noticed you've continued that trend on some of your other statues, like the Tokyo Ghoul, which we'll get
Yeah.
to a little bit later. The question I had for you deals more with the name of the company. You named it Figurama Collectors, which is a little different, and I think you have a reason for that. It's not Figurama Studio or Figurama Collectibles. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the name of the company and why you chose Collectors?
Because we are the collectors, as we say in our slogan, and everyone in Figurama Collectors, they are a collector, and we make sure of that. Why? Because we all have to share the same passion and the same vision. You see, like if we don't feel proud of having the statue on our shelves, then I think it shouldn't be even produced. And
Mm-hmm.
it goes down to the selection of the anime, the selection of the design, and everything. You see, we have to live it. That's why it like takes a longer time for us to design and like finalize the prototype, because if we don't feel proud to have it on our shelves, then there is no point of having it. It's the pleasure. You see, like now, we really cannot wait for all of our statues to arrive, and each one gonna take their piece. You see, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's that feeling. It's not like because we produce it, then fine. Like we have seen hundreds of pieces, we have a QC hundreds of pieces. Then no, we like don't have that feeling at all. Like each piece is a masterpiece, and
Yeah.
I really cannot wait to like fill these shelves behind me with all of them.
Well, what I'm hearing is that you want to build pieces that you always wanted to buy.
To be honest, that's correct. Like, but it's like not only me; it's the whole team actually,
Well,
and
yeah.
our Figuramians, our fans. To be honest, the two of our license that we acquired lately, it's purely based on the Figuramians in our hub, which is a Bleach and Ronin Kenshin.
Right. So you got
We love
two.
it.
So
We have watched the anime and everything, like, but we uh, we like really didn't thought that to like make the statues that soon, but because of their passion, and they like kept asking for them, so here we go.
all right. So that's actually a good segue for our next topic. We're going to talk about your big event for this year. Lots of news coming out. That of course is Wonder Festival, held twice a year in Tokyo. You mentioned Bleach. Before we get to that, just tell people a little bit about the event itself, because I'm lucky enough to have been there once before, and I've seen it. It's kind of unique. So can you tell people a little bit about the event itself?
Yeah. Actually, I really advise everyone to go and witness Wonder
Maybe
Festival.
one
And
day
when
we'd
I
love
say
to go.
witness, yeah, sure. Like, why? Because, like when I say to witness, because it's a completely different experience, whether the people, the way that they behave, like they're always going in line to take a picture for a statue, and they like don't just go crowd. Like there is a high sense of respect to this hobby and to the statues. Um, it's one of the biggest statue or collectible um, convention around the world, especially for the anime. And its reputation is quite high, and we are very proud to participate there since 2017. And yeah, we are gonna do it like more often. So yeah, from this year we are participating again in the summer. So you will see us again in the summertime.
So
Excellent.
since you're a collector, do you find yourself when you're at Wonder Festival? I know you must be busy with your exhibit and your statues, but do you find yourself any time to sort of explore Wonder Festival and to look at the other sort of statues and sort of like get immersed in the entire event just because you're such a big collector and such a big fan? Do you find yourself any time to wander around and just enjoy it for yourself?
Yeah, actually, I always find, like in the downtime near the closure, I like run away from the booth with like one of my colleagues,
Well, you have to.
just like for 1 hour, like just to quickly see like what's going around, and maybe to like buy something also. You see, it's
Right.
like not just looking around, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
they really have a unique stuff there in Wonder Festival.
yeah, I was just going to mention that the uniqueness, because there's kind of a the hall that you guys are in is sort of the retail hall, and they have these sort of two, at least when I was there, two massive halls of just garage kits, basically stuff that people make it at home and bring it to sell. It's just totally unique stuff that you're never going to see anywhere else, and it's too bad it's only a 1 day event, because you can't see it all in 1 day. But I still encourage anybody to go, like Shanab
Yeah.
said. So one of the big announcements that you guys had was a new license. You announced, you mentioned it earlier. It's Bleach. So this
Yeah.
is another anime that you're a big fan of. So can you tell people maybe why you chose Bleach as your next big license acquisition?
To be honest, like all of us, we love Bleach, but as I said, it like never came to our attention that we are gonna take it now. The hub have been pushing for it since a while actually, and they are quite very they have good reasons like why we should take Bleach as a license. So all of that, it opened like many conversations inside Figurama and with the team, like all of us, we had the deep discussions about this, and we found that there is a great opportunity in Bleach license that can be acquired and produced in Figurama Collectors way.
Mm. Just to clarify, is this an international license?
Yes, absolutely. We
Oh,
like
that's good.
don't get any license unless it's worldwide most of the time.
That's good because you have a lot of fans around the world and they all want to get your stuff. So, Bleach coming soon. Do you have any idea of which characters you want to start with, or are you allowed to say that just yet?
Yeah, sorry, like just to add to your point, and we should get our like warehouses running also. Like we have a warehouse in Europe and in the US and the China. So it's a shame if we like just keep them empty. You see, so we have to acquire a worldwide license more often. Yeah. And I think that's a good getaway from your question because I'm like not gonna
Okay.
tell you which characters right now.
Okay. Okay. So we'll move on to another big piece of news coming out of this event. And you revealed your Hunter x Hunter statue. Here he is. This is the sculptor, Keita Okada. Is that his name?
Yes,
Um,
Keto Okada. Yes.
yeah. So he's here. He is with his prize, his work of art.
Wow.
Um, This is another picture here. This is yourself and Keita signing all the certificates. So each one of these is going to be with each statue sold. Is that correct?
That's correct. Exactly. From
Is
now
that
on, like we are signing all the certificates.
is that Alex in the back?
It could be.
Can I
Yeah.
see it? Yeah, Alex was all
Yeah.
around. Yeah, Alex was all around. If you open the book, he will like he's like gonna pop up from there with his camera. Yeah.
So I think the scene that we're talking about here is the fight between Nidoro and I apologize with the name Meruem. Meruem.
Yes, Miriam. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm terrible with these names.
No, we'll
No,
get
that's
it.
fine.
We'll get it.
You are doing well. Yeah.
Um, so this is the big fight here, and Nidoro summons his 99th hand ability. I believe that's the one.
Yes.
Um, and statue looks great again. Here you are with signing the certificates. Big statue. Talk a little bit about the size of this piece here.
Wow.
It's a huge. Yeah. It's a huge one, and this is one of the most emotional scenes in the whole anime. This fight it's so epic, and to be honest, like the default of the characters that to begin with, it would be either Gon, Hisoka, but we have decided to like jump into the like most epic fight from the beginning to like make it as as the opening, let's say. This was a great opportunity for us to be entrusted by the so protective licensors into this anime, and which I believe that we have exceeded even our own expectations in
Wow.
this piece.
Just a quick
It,
question about that. How are you finding the approval process experience? So a lot of times when you get a license for something, you get really excited, and then it's the approval process. How are you
yeah,
finding that experience?
look, it's like not the easiest thing in the world. It's not the most enjoyable part, but I think that we are handling the situations very well, and we are being appreciated and respected for our own art and our own touch, which is like what matters. It's the art that we are bringing to the anime field, which it's mostly appreciated, and the efforts that goes behind all of this.
So that last statue we saw comes with its own certificate. Do all of the statues? that you guys
All
produce
of them.
come with your certificate? That's awesome. And then are they all hand signed by you?
No,
No.
only from Trigon onward.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Trigon onward, exactly. And
Gotcha.
the artist wise, it will be like me and the artist gonna be Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan.
Right.
Yeah,
As a collector, I mean, we just tend to gravitate towards anything that's hand signed. So I think that sort of
exactly,
fits with your whole company's sort of vision and
exactly.
for
And
collectible, for
yeah,
collectors.
yes. And to be honest, I haven't signed Thor or Devilman because I didn't felt, like, it's like just like the certificate of authenticity and that's it. But we had like lots of requests from the collectors that they like wanted like my hand signature there, so it's something that I like wouldn't mind to do along with the artists that we like work with also. So we like make it like more, we
Right.
add
Personal. It becomes a personal
to
touch.
the value and like more personal. Yes, thank you,
Gotcha.
Charles. Yeah,
Well, I think like
it's more personal.
any COA is, whether it's signed or not, is still sort of, you could tell that that's done by a collector. Like that's something that all collectors prize with their pieces. So I think it fits in line. Since we're on the topic of Wonder Festival, and you were mentioning about international licenses and stuff, is there any international conventions that you would want to branch out to in the future?
Yes, yes. Actually, I think now it's a good time to like move from Asia toward the West. We are having a huge fan base in Europe and the US. It's like, let's say, one of our top priorities actually. So expect to see us soon in Europe and hopefully North America.
I would recommend the New York Comic Con. We were there.
Everybody's recommending the same convention. Actually, we are running, like a background check about that. So yeah, why not? Hopefully,
Well, there's a big anime presence at the New York Comic Con. Charles and I were there last year, and they
okay.
actually hold a concurrent anime festival at the same time in a separate venue. But definitely, I would go in the main hall. That's where most people are, and there is a lot of anime there. So you'd attract a lot of fans with your stuff, I'm sure. And we'd love to
Interesting.
see you on our side of the world as well too. So
That's right. We'll come see you.
Interesting.
uh,
Good.
Because they had several statue companies attend, and it would be great for the bigger companies to all attend the same place. Because really the statue fan is a statue fan. They'll buy from several companies, not just one. And
True.
for a fan to go to a convention and see previews from Figurama and XM and Sideshow, it's a treat. And DC Collectibles too, it's a treat. Because not only that, these digital sculptors, they work for several of them at the same time, so it's a
Ab-
treat for everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
so
actually, I like already have some pieces on a pre-order from other companies. So it's
hey, you
a
gotta spread the
complete
love, right?
fine. Yeah,
I just wanted to show this photo here. This is some people taking photos. You mentioned earlier the respect that people have there, and that's one of the things that really stood out to me when I was there. Is I'd be taking a picture and people would stop and let me, and they wouldn't walk in front of me. You don't get that over here. People will walk in front of your photos
yeah.
and bump you around. Not over there. They stop. They would wait in line for you to finish. I mean, it's amazing. So one thing, let's move on to another big reveal from the event here. We got the Tokyo Ghoul. So this was a big, you guys already had one statue here. You had Kaneki versus Yamori. So that was a big success for you guys.
Yeah.
You really, here's the statue here. This is the scene. I think it was kind of based on a big fight between those guys.
Wow.
Here's the statue. And am I right in saying this was your quickest sellout to date?
Yeah, that's accurate. It's the 800 pieces within 4 days. Yeah.
Wow.
4 days. I mean, that's
Just quickly, could you go back to that picture? Okay, so this statue came with like a mini base for the extra portraits.
Yes, and I can show it to you actually.
I love this idea. I love this idea. I wish more companies would do this because it's terrible to keep the extra portraits in the box when you could display it also.
All right,
Yes.
let's see it.
So basically, this is the busts that we have created. It's the like 1/6 busts, and the beauty of it that okay, can you see it or I have to go back?
Pull it back
Just
right
go
there.
back a bit.
That should be good. Right there.
Okay, how about
Yep, that's perfect.
Good.
Perfect.
Okay. So, these cute little busts, they look amazing in everybody's shelf, and they shouldn't be like next to the main statue. They like could be on a bookshelf or on a maybe a corner table, like where you have a specific themed Tokyo Ghoul. Maybe they are so nice, and I think that we are carrying this a lot now in our pieces, and there's gonna be also for. Hunter like, but the thing is that we are keeping that for later on because it's like waiting for the approval, like, but definitely most of our elite fandom pieces gonna have such a treatment actually.
That's
And
great.
that
I love
depends
this idea.
on extra busts for the same collectible.
It's a great idea because I'm trying to convince my wife continually to let me display stuff all throughout the house. So maybe this is how I get to that goal. So,
Absolutely.
as I mentioned, this was your quickest sellout. It was a big success for you guys. You had the reveal in Thailand. You flew 2 collectors there. It was amazing. A lead up to that event, and so you revealed kind of right away that you guys were going to continue with the Tokyo Ghoul line. And so we got a couple posters here. You had a little teaser at Wonder Festival there with the rose. And you announced your 2 additional characters. It's Touka versus Tsukiyama.
Yes,
Can you just talk about these 2 characters and why you chose to go with them as your follow-up?
Okay. Actually, Tokyo Ghoul is the only license that we like got a second, a second statue for it. The reason, believe me, it's like beyond the quick sellout. It's never about that. It's we like got really connected to the anime and the statue and the characters like while we are like working on it. And imagine that you are having a whole big line of these busts, but with different statues and characters from Tokyo Ghoul. And the reason like why we have choose the Touka versus the Tsukiyama, it's purely based on our Figuramians' voice. They have voted, and we respect their vote. And I believe Touka, as the team informed us, she got the highest votes, and that was the pure reason actually like why we went with this fight, and it's very vibrant and great actually.
Yeah, the color really stands out there. So we do have a teaser of the statue, but
Could you hold on just one sec?
okay.
Can you see that divine question that's on? That's
Okay.
we don't want to lose it.
Okay. Oh, it just.
He would like to know that when you get a license for something, are they limiting you how many you could make of this character, how many you could make of that character? Or once you get a license, you kind of have free reign. You can do 3 straight of the same character.
No, the character-wise, it's like each statue, it's a different project. So if you like get the first project and it's great, it allows you to like carry on with the others. Maybe like there is no certain answer for that, but mostly that you have the freedom actually to go dig and move along, unless like something happened that changes the relation or whatsoever. Like, but basically, you can go and dig into like whatever character that.
Generally, you have the liberty.
So a similar question we have here from Alistair Crow. Sorry to cut you off there.
It's okay.
Alistair Crow's watching. He's saying, okay, with Tokyo Ghoul, it's your first one that you've done a follow-up. Any chance you do a 3rd or a 4th Tokyo Ghoul?
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, you can't? What about, can you hear us now?
Hello?
Hello? I don't think anything changed on our end.
I can hear him.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, so maybe some audio issues.
It's strange. We can hear him. So his speaker may not be working. His microphone's working.
Yeah. Okay, well, we will continue on here, or try to kill some time. I'll show some images again of Wonder Festival.
What did you say this fellow's name was?
Yeah, 1 second.
Ah,
guys.
there we go. I got you.
Yeah. 1 second. Sorry for that.
That's fine. We were just showing some pictures again of the Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Sorry, to get back to the question from Alistair Crow. He's saying how likely are we to get a third or maybe a fourth Tokyo Ghoul piece? He's a big Tokyo Ghoul fan. He or she.
1 second, Chris. Sorry for that.
Okay, sure.
No problem. We're gonna just show some more pics in the meantime. Let us know when you're ready.
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your question?
Obviously, Alistair Crow. Oh, I can hear myself on the feedback.
Me too.
That's okay.
Now, can you hear yourself?
Yeah,
okay.
It's easier if you listen to your earphones, so you don't get the feedback.
That's okay. He wants to know, Tokyo Ghoul, any chance of a third or a fourth entry into that series?
Possibly, yes.
Okay, good.
And
so
I need to give you new information. I am not sure if the team they have released that before or not. The artist who is fully and completely working on the 3D of Touka versus Tsukiyama is Keita Okada.
There you go.
Same artist that did the Hunter x Hunter. So
yes, and he did the Kagone of the first Tokyo Ghoul, which is Kaneki versus Yamori. He did only the Kagone there, but in Touka versus Tsukiyama, he's taken a full lead in the 3D sculpt.
Excellent. So, as I mentioned, we do have a little glimpse at that statue, a teaser coming at the end. People can see on our menus that teasers are saved for the end of the show, so you have to wait for that. So let's move on to another license that you guys are proud of. We have Rurouni Kenshin, or Samurai X, as he's known kind of in our part of the world. You guys announced at the show the characters that are going to be featured in this one. So we had Kenshin versus Shishio. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, correct. Again, this is one of our best childhood anime that got lots of memories, and it's very deep. You see, it's not just about the good and evil. It's the evil good and the good evil. It's a typical Japanese layering of the stories, and this is very great way to transfer all of these emotions and the mindset that they had into this anime into one piece of diorama. So again, this fight is one of the most epic fights ever happened in this anime. It's the two main characters, which is Shishio and Kenshin. There is so much details can put in that, and I can assure you, once you see the concept art one day or the 3D, you are going to be blown away, because Figurama Collectors taking a new approach in this particular statue.
That's great.
Okay, exciting. So we'll move on from Kenshin, and we'll get to what for me really stood out as the statue of your show. So this is, of course, the Attack on Titan statue. It got tons of hype around the social media after you guys revealed it, and of course Caleb is involved here. So talk a little bit about Attack on Titan.
Well, actually, there is no need to say anything about Titan. It's like our new golden boy after Devilman versus Amon, I believe, especially that it's built within the same dream team that have brought Devilman versus Amon to life. Gerald Singh from the concept art, Caleb Nevzin from the 3D, and Hill Painter for the paint. the paint job. And like with all the creative direction that Figurama Collectors like put in their pieces, it was implemented in the same time of effort, the details, all the Easter eggs around to like make it like really a timeless piece. I would like just to let you know that there is something coming soon, hopefully next month, regarding this Attack on Titan. As uh, uh, I like don't want to reveal much, but it's something that will show you like how much collaboration and effort have been put into this piece. So we will like keep this for later on.
All right.
Okay.
I wanted to
It's
just very quickly.
one of our largest
Sorry, Gina had a
pieces.
question there.
Oh, so I was just gonna ask. I mean, there's that statue has just gotten so much recognition on social media. Can you just give us sort of the background of the time span it took from, inception to the final reveal that we saw? Like, how long was that time span to get that type of piece produced and shown at the festival? How long did that take?
A lot actually, a bit over maybe 1 year and a half or 2 years maybe.
Wow.
It's like making a movie. If you want
Yeah.
to like make a movie, I think it might be faster.
Actually, no, it's not faster. The screenwriting process can take a very long time. That's the the approval process, is the digital sculpting process. That part, the finesse, is where most of the work takes place. But I wanted to add something. This is another piece that you're working with Caleb.
Yeah.
We had a chance to meet Caleb when we were at a convention in Singapore a couple of years ago, and we interviewed him late last year for other pieces that he has done recently. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk about this artist. Is that he seems to be one of the few fearless artists out there. What I mean by fearless is that he has no fear going into the intensity of the characters. If they need to be vile and vicious and condemning, he goes right there. He has no fear when it comes to interpreting and challenging the raw emotion of the characters that he interprets in digital sculpting. He's a fascinating sculptor to watch grow over the last couple of years, and I feel that this is an artist that's just going to get even better with age. So.
Absolutely. And honestly, Charles, I couldn't say it any better. I think that you have said it just right. And Caleb, he is the guy of the dark energy, the details, and the depth. The more you push him, the deeper he will go into this, into the details, and we preserve him for the dark and the like monstrous pieces actually, and hopefully very soon you will hear like about like more collaboration between us and Caleb.
Good stuff. Excellent. We look forward to it.
Figurama boy.
So this statue here, I don't want to give away too many spoilers and stuff. I'm about to get into the story. I've got the manga, which is there's 4 books like this so far, so I'm gonna get into it. So I've had a friend kind of explain to me, is this sort of the first meeting between the Eren Attack Titan and the Armored Titan? Is that the scene that you're going for with this piece?
Well, actually, the reason why we have choose this scene exactly because look, Armored Titan, he have never been done before in a nice way, let's say, as a statue, and we wanted to get into this, and we don't want to do him alone or in a museum pose. So we picked this amazing scene between Armor Titan and Eren Titan as they are fighting. But in the anime, they were fighting outside the walls, So we had our own freedom. It all depends, what kind of art you are portraying to the author and to the licensors. So we have convinced them, to put them into this the city scenes and the walls because that's more of the identity of Attack on Titan anime, and the very Germanic houses and all the destruction and the clouds that happening. It's all from our imagination, but based on the elements from the anime. So at the end, you will see a complete piece of art. That, as I said, it's not a capture of a specific scene from the manga or the anime. It's our own creation. You see?
Yeah. So okay. So when you get these licenses, are you typically, because most of these series have an anime and a manga? Do you more gravitate towards the anime side of it, or do you grab from the manga as well? Because I know sometimes the stories are a little bit different
Yes,
between the two.
yes. Actually, we like mostly do anime. Like, but that doesn't limit us. From bringing some details from the manga.
Excellent.
A quick question, because a couple of people are asking it. Are you gearing towards a specific scale with your sculpts? Are you staying in the quarter scale, the fifth scale? Like where are you going to be concentrating your scale, basically?
I believe that Figurama Collectors, it's like more like than just 1/6, 1/8, a quarter, or a third. I think it's so limiting, like when you think about it in that way. It
Yeah,
becomes like more of a trade or I would say a sales perspective.
hmm.
We have our own names like Elite Fandom, which is like mostly like 1/6 and below. The elite exclusive, the like 1/5 and above, you see. But
Okay.
as a like, but to answer your question, if you like want to get into like a specific, yes, we will do like more quarter as like, let's say, like the like latest quarter that we have done, it's Trigon, and we are gonna do like something very similar to like Trigon concept as a solo character in a
Yeah.
diorama.
Well,
Yes.
what's
Okay.
interesting is that just very quickly, Chris, because the industry is changing, right? Like before, people who were buying quarter scale, they only bought quarter scale. People who bought
Yeah.
six scale only bought six scale. And now we're starting to see a shift where people are not afraid of like mixing their scales now. So they could collect
Yeah.
more than one scale. So it was one of the reasons why we asked that question.
Yeah, and actually, I like don't blame collectors. I used to be like one of them. If you are like, let's say, used to a museum pose, and like with a specific size, you'll like become like limited with it. Like
Used to it.
that's where we like come from. Like to like get you out of the like norm and have a dynamic fight scene that as a size as and the mass, it like could be even like bigger than a 1/3 or like bigger than a quarter. Like our Hunter, it's as a mass, it's like definitely bigger than a quarter. But
Oh,
it's a
it looks enormous. Yeah.
it's what the is storytelling at the end.
Okay, so you mentioned Trigun, so I think that's a good time to move on. Wonder Festival, huge event, huge success for you guys, and look forward to seeing. You'd said you're going to be at the summer event as well, so we look forward to seeing what you're going to have there.
Yeah.
But Trigun, I believe, is your next statue to start shipping. Is that correct? You plan to have it out sometime this quarter. Gina's a
Yes.
big Trigun fan, so I think she had some questions about this statue.
Well, for me, Trigon, I was first introduced to Trigon just from the cover art on the anime. It showed because I didn't know anything about Trigon, but I saw the cover art and it showed Western style guns and an awesome red coat. So that's what got me into it. And then I finally watched it and I noticed that, it took those core elements that I was interested in, but there was also this humor that was put into it. That's what I sort of got from just like initially watching it, and that's what drew me in. What are the qualities of Trigun? I know you must be a fan as well. What are the qualities of Trigun that really attracts you and that you really appreciate?
That he's a goofy in the same time that he like makes peace in this world.
Okay, yeah,
and
his humor
he and,
is
and he like never killed anyone, yet he like makes a change without hurting others.
right.
This is a David Giro piece.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
this is from last
Your
year's event
guy.
actually. Um, I had a chance to see this one, and yeah, very dynamic piece. It's got the coat flailing all over the place. So a lot of people that have this on order are starting to get ready for it. They're starting to get hyped. We had one question about this one. Do you know approximately how much this statue weighs? Because I know that's important for people to get ready for their display shelves.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much the final weight of the product would be?
The actual product, I think it's around 18 kg or a bit less, maybe. The actual product, a bit.
You
Okay,
know,
so-
that looks like a real production challenge. The cape, sorry, the coat, you know, to have it flow with the holes and everything. That's one of the most ambitious designs.
But yeah,
Tell me
as a
about the
as a
chart.
fan of Trigon, I'm so glad that that's the type of style that and what you did with that coat. The coat is just it's in terms of a visual aspect of the anime and the action of the anime, his coat um is so quintessential, and what you were able to pull off with the sculpt of that coat of that coat, and the paint is and that red is the perfect red tone of that coat.
Like now, obviously that you're a true fan, really. I mean, like you like just get it right. The cape, if you look at it closely, it's like a twister, a typhoon, and he's the humanoid typhoon. You see, so it's like connected. That's the way that we think about our statues. There is a reason behind every movement and every detail, and not just random. And you like get it just right. And to your point, just to like make you more happy, I am sure that you have seen this golden badge that we are giving with a statue that it's the official 20th anniversary Trigon Vash statue.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we had a render from David showing the overhead view, so you can see the coat kind of swirling there. The reference to the humanoid typhoon that you mentioned. So yeah, people are very excited about that statue. So Hunter X Hunter,
Yes.
people want to know because
David is a great artist.
You know, that statue that we were just looking at, you know, you don't even have to be a fan. If you're at a convention and you're walking by a display table that is showing this statue, you're going to take a look and ask, what is that? You know, because that's basically what I did, because I'm not as familiar with this world of comics, this world of animation. But when I saw it, how could you not say, wow, who did that? What is that?
Absolutely.
And it makes you curious.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hunter X Hunter. Now, do you guys? I think the demand for that was pretty overwhelming for everybody. People want to know when that pre-order is going to be rescheduled. Do you have any idea of when that might be coming available for people to lay down some cash on?
Actually, yes. We are working day and night about the website. The overwhelming load and love that we had from collectors, and actually, I like want to take this moment to thank all collectors and figuramians who like were very passionate and patient in ordering Hunter x Hunter. That I have heard like some reports, like some people they like stayed over 6 hours and like trying to order it, and I truly
Wow.
apologize for the hiccup that have done from our side, and we will like definitely like make it once and for all. We will like fix this issue forever, and we are doing our best to like to wrap up this website project as soon as possible, and we are taking all the measures to like make the best website available for such a demand.
Well, hey, it happens. It's not like you're the first company that's ever happened to, because and it's a good thing, really. You see the demands out there. People are excited about the Hunter X Hunter. I got another question here about the edition size. I think it's set at 800. People want to know, is there any chance that you would raise that up based on the amount of demand that you're seeing?
So like let me tell you an exclusive news then.
All right.
We have decided to raise the number from 800 to 1,200 to like give all people equal a chance to have this epic piece.
Are you saying 1,200 max or like made to order? Like if it ends up being 1,000, then it stops at
No,
1,000.
no, no, no. Max, no, no. It's like gonna be like 1,200 pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So lots of people, everyone's gonna should have a chance to get this one, as long as they're there. They got to be there, and keep an eye out when people are ordering.
With the numbers that we saw as a flow on the website, I doubt, but hopefully that they're gonna have a chance. Yeah, because actually we like don't want to do over 2,000 or 3,000. Then it's like not gonna be a collectible item. It's like gonna be a toy. You see,
Right.
so
Yeah.
yeah, we will keep it as limited as possible.
Well, you
Yeah.
have some people really happy about this news that you just thinking
Great.
about raising the edition size. We just see a bunch of yes, 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 yes. So some
I
good
am happy
news.
for them. I am
Yeah.
happy to hear
So
that.
1,200 is still a pretty good number in this day and age.
Yeah.
Still going to be a collectible piece for sure. But people got to get there early to get theirs, and keep an eye out for the discount codes, because you guys always kind of spread those around, so you can get $25 off or whatever. So keep an eye out for that. And another question we had was about Helsing. You guys debuted that one last year at Wonder Festival.
This is
And,
Alucard, right?
Alucard, yeah.
Alucard,
yeah.
And I apologize, I don't have a picture of it ready, but people want to know, are you planning a follow-up for that piece? Because that was a pretty successful one for you as well.
Yeah. Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully, yes. Okay. That statue was pretty intense. You had Alucard there. I'm going to try to line something up here as we talk about it. Just talk about the challenges with that piece, because I mean, what was there, eight soldiers or something like that that he's in battle with at that time?
Yeah, and over 60 or 73 bats on his cape that they're trying to like morph. It's one of the most complicated pieces that we have done, to be honest. I mean, like as a detail complicated in the production, and we accepted this challenge. I mean, if we don't expand the challenge with the factories and so on, so like there is no progress in production, life and so on. So yeah, it is a challenge, but we can do it.
73 bats, you said?
Yeah, on his cape.
Yeah, you can see them on his cape there. Each little eye is hand painted,
Wow.
individually painted.
Yeah.
This was a really, really cool piece to see in person.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that one. What else we got here? Lots of people have some license suggestions for you. One that keeps coming up is Akira. I'm sure you're familiar with that series. So just throwing that out there.
Akira is like my all-time favorite anime, Chris. I'm sure that you know that we spoke about it a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully, one day in this life, we will get it.
Excellent. Yeah. So Akira fans, that's good news for them, I'm sure. Music to their ears. Attack on Titan. Do you know roughly how big that statue is?
Yes, we have the like numbers actually. I believe the height is 58 cm. The width it was yeah, thank you. The like width it was 70, and the depth is like 65. It's a horizontal piece actually. It's a white piece that I think that you saw like my picture with Caleb behind it. It's huge actually.
Yeah, I'm just
I
gonna throw that up
believe
here.
it's like a bit bigger. It's more than 85. I think 85 till Eren head. We didn't count Mikasa and so on. So yeah, it is a huge piece.
So people got to be ready for clearing some space for that one. It looks amazing. Now, do you have any idea about that one for shipping wise? Do you know if it's going to come in one or two boxes or maybe even more than two.
No way in a one box. That definitely it's like gonna come in like two boxes to like save cost on the shipping also, and that's gonna be easier for the collectors as we heard them saying, like keeping Devilman box in their home, it was huge. So we will like definitely break it down into two boxes, and that's gonna
Okay.
be much safer and much convenient.
Yeah, I can say the Devilman box. I've got that box. it is pretty big. So trying to get that into my house and down to my basement here. Um,
That's an extra bed. If you put a mattress inside, that's it.
Or a table at the very least. Um, we're getting a lot of people, very excited about the possibility of Akira. Just a quick question, like what are the obstacles in the way to make something like that happen? Like,
Um, Look, I'm like not gonna go like much into details, but there is some animes and mangas. They are surrounded with a protective society, a protective licensor, author. You see, so it's about how they, like they are protecting it, and it's like matter of trust, I would say. So let's
delicate.
see.
They need
Yeah,
to
it's
see
very.
what you do for a while, and then they open the doors.
Probably. Yeah.
It's always seemed that Akira has been the holy grail of anime license to get. Like, from a collector's point of view, every collector who's into anime has been asking for Akira on that bike, right?
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
that's the statue they're looking for, and I'm sure companies have been trying to get that license. It just seems to be a the holy grail is trying to get it. And from the outside, I've always assumed that it's been sort of licensing hurdles to get for companies. That's why it hasn't been done. There's just just from the outside. That's what it's always seemed that there's that. Obviously, companies want to get that license and produce that type of statue. It's just there's things behind the scenes that makes it complex with that particular license in anime.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. You are absolutely right about that, and yeah, and you know what? I respect them for that. Otherwise, they like can be like some of the gaming license or like whatever that they like give the same character to like various companies in the same time in the same size, and they're like just gonna flood the market and lower the value of like their license. See?
Right. Right. Well, speaking of a license that you do have, Trigon, is there any plans to possibly um, do Vash's evil twin brother? Spoiler alert: he has a brother. He has a twin brother. Is there any is there any plans to perhaps do his brother? Perhaps I don't
Well,
know.
actually, look, like let the collectors vote, let them ask for it, and let's see who you like never know actually. And the author Naito Sama, he's a great friend of mine. Like he's a great person, and I love his art a lot actually. So you like never know
Okay.
if the people like shout enough, maybe.
I'm
That's
just
right.
saying, as a fan, those two would make a really good companion piece because obviously Vash wears the red coat and his brother wears the black, and that'd be a great companion piece together.
Like, what about Wolfwood? Like, don't you think that's gonna be like more of
That,
contrasting? I like want to hear your opinion actually.
yeah, that is true. That is true. There's something. I mean, maybe it's just my own personal taste. There's something about
Hmm.
him and his twin brother together, and the
Yeah,
fact that um,
absolutely.
yeah, and even like visually, their styles are the same, but then you've got that different coat. It just together visually as an art piece, those two together seems pretty cool. But
Interesting.
yeah,
we do have someone asking for Wolfwood on the chat here right now. Um, Someone's asking Shanab, what's your favorite anime? Now, what is it? Akira? Is that what you said there a couple minutes ago?
I like always say Akira actually. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an anime movie. Let's say the anime like movie. It will be like definitely Akira. Yes. regarding the anime as a series, I have a plenty, like, but let's say to like just cut it short, it will be Tokyo Ghoul and Yo Yo Hakusho.
Ah,
Now, would you recommend the Akira manga? Because locally in Canada, there's a big sale coming up on at Chapters next week, and that's one of the things available. And I've had my eye on that one. Would you recommend that one as a
Yeah,
read?
yeah. Look, it's nothing like the movie, but definitely it like worth to read, and it's like more detailed than the anime, definitely.
Cool. There
Okay.
was a question a little earlier about do you your future statues? Is there any intention to introduce light up features?
There is a lighter feature in Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki versus Yamori, but the thing is that we only put the lighter feature in a specific place if there is a value or an added value to it. Why, Charles? Because we believe in Figurama Collectors, lighter feature, sound effect, and so on. It lowers the artisticness of the piece a bit if the whole piece will depend on it, you see. And to light up a character, you need to use like lots of PVC in those areas, so they're gonna lit up, which we try to avoid. We like focus more on the polystone, except some fragile pieces.
Mm.
But like let's say definitely like wherever we are gonna find a chance, we will like use it, like what we did with the Kaneki versus Yamori. It's in the base. It gave an amazing mood, like when you open it, and if you turn it off, it won't lose any of its artisticness.
Yeah, that's important. Statues got to look good with the lights and without the lights because 99% of the time you don't have the lights on as a collector and on display, right?
99%, more like
Wow, more, yeah,
99.9%.
maybe more than that. Yeah. I do have a friend, Russ, locally, that's a big Attack on Titan fan. He wanted to just kind of plant the seed for a Levi versus Kenny diorama. So he's just throwing that out there um, uh, for the next Attack on Titan. Can you hear us?
Yes. Did you say like Levi versus who?
Kenny. Is that his name?
Um,
I might have the name
Look,
wrong.
like let's finish with Eren Titan versus Armor Titan
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Mikasa, and
They're
then
just
like
his.
let's talk about the future.
Yeah,
It's
he
too
just wanted
early.
to me to throw that out there, plant the seed, so it's there. We'll let that.
Don't worry, Eren Titan versus Armor Titan. It won't be our last piece in the series.
Uh, I think
Okay.
what's
Yeah, fair
happening
enough.
is, in conversations like this, people get excited. They could actually give you an order of 50 different statues right now if you're open to hearing it. So this is good
Yeah.
news. People are excited, and they all want to see their favorites. They want to see their favorites tomorrow. So it's always great to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Amazing.
I think we'll move on to the teasers here shortly, unless Gina or Charles, you have any one last question here?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Good. Okay, so sorry we didn't get to every single question on the fan chat. It's like Charles said, it's mostly hey, they're excited, they want you to do character X versus character Y, and so it's all going to play back on the replay, so we can see all those questions there. Maybe we can do a written Q&A later.
Or you could
Um,
come back and we'll do a sequel.
yeah, we'd love to have you back on the
Sure.
show, but let's get to the big part of the
Anytime. I
show here.
really had fun with you guys.
The teaser part of the show.
Yeah.
So, Tokyo Ghoul is the we mentioned Touka versus Tsukiyama. So we've got the teaser here, and we're going to show that right now. Just a brief image of it looks like Tsukiyama's Kagune happening here. So
Absolutely.
this you
And you
mentioned
can
is
see
sculpted
more.
by Kaita Okada, and you can see his style here. He's very organic, as you mentioned. So talk about why you selected him for this statue as well.
Because actually we have tried him partially in the first statue, and we felt that there is a great potential for Kita Okada to go fully in the new statue, which is Toka versus Tsukiyama, and you can tell why by looking at this organic Kagone. You see how much it's vibrating with life and energy, even though that it's like not even colored. You see,
Yeah, you can see the
it's
vein work, and
gonna
yeah, it
be
looks
a
alive.
masterpiece. Yeah, and the only word I would say about the new statue, which is Touka versus Tsukiyama, it's the elegant piece of Figurama Collectors.
Excellent. So here's just another quick glimpse at that scene. Um, so I think people will be very excited about that. So lots of people saying, "Look at the veins, sweet! Oh my God!" So that's the reaction we're getting here right now. So people are very excited about that. Hunter x Hunter, we have a little bit of news on that one as well.
Yeah,
So again, just to remind people, this is the statue we're talking about here: Nidoro versus Meruem.
burn.
I,
Yeah,
Meruem.
that's fine.
Um, again, apologies, but here's the update. We are going to show this here. This is the repainted helmet of the Ant King here. So people wanted a darker green, and Figurama listened and gave it to them.
I like just when I say something here that we don't just stick to like what we do. The collectors and the fans, as Figuramians, we have in the group, we believe that they have a great high taste of art and an eye for details. So we have received that suggestions from our social media team, and that was an opportunity actually to like add it on. And it's something that is very quick, and it's a little detail that gonna complete the whole picture. So why not?
Well, sometimes something like as small as that can just really complete a piece, and the fact that you guys are reading what people are saying and deciding as a group to take action, I think that really helps people feel involved and helps people connect with the company. So it's a good thing to do for sure. Um,
And
now,
this, where just a sec, where would they be expressing these thoughts and concerns and opinions? Where would be the best place to do that?
The best place actually in Figurama Collectors Hub. It's a close group in the Facebook, and that's where like most of our team, they are there, and they like, let's say, collect all of the comments, compliments, suggestions, and whatever. It's the hub. We
All
are called
right.
yeah.
We'll post a link for that later on so people know where to go.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
always lots going on. Your moderators and your PR people do a great job in that group, keeping people engaged, keeping people excited. I mentioned the
I want to
Tokyo
give them
Ghoul.
a shout out, Chris. Sorry for that.
Go
Like to
ahead.
like Mike, Shad, and Sarah.
Yeah, they do an
They like
amazing job.
doing a great job, and thank you so much.
And I mentioned the Tokyo Ghoul reveal event. You guys had like a month long thing of getting people excited, hyped up for that, and I think that probably had a lot to do with the quick sellout you had because people felt so connected to it by the time you actually revealed it. So great work there. Now Attack on Titan. I think did you have any news to share with that, or did we already get to it earlier?
Actually, I would say, like one thing about it that we are gonna have an arrangement regarding the payment plans that gonna make it within the reach of any kind of, of any level of collectors, like that can, they're gonna afford such a piece, actually.
Budget. It's great to have like a
Yeah.
flex play plan.
Yes, and it's like going to be even better. I don't know. It's like going to be better than our current plan, I would say, for Attack on Titan.
Excellent. So yeah,
Nice.
that's exciting for people because I imagine you're going to have a lineup of people waiting to order that one as well. So
Absolutely.
there, that's it. So I'll just quickly, I'm going to show all the teasers again for people that may have missed it. So we got the Tokyo Ghoul, Touka versus Tsukiyama, close up on the details that people can expect with this one. Looks amazing there, and Hunter x Hunter, the repainted helmet for the Ant King, and again, a nice little touch, little nod to the original source art there, and also listening to the fans. So great work there. Hopefully, people are excited about those.
Can
You
I
got something
say
to
one
add?
thing, Chris?
Go for it.
There is, I think there is going to be a nice news about a new license in the coming months or so.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Just keep their eye open. It's something that they have been like waiting for. So yeah, it's like just a quick heads up.
Okay, so people, as we mentioned, the place to find that news is in the Facebook group Figurama Collectors Hub, and after this show, we'll put a link on our page to it as well, and onto this video so people can find that. A great place to interact and get the news for Figurama. So, any last questions here before we wrap things up, Virginia or Charles?
I don't have any questions, but I do want to say that I'm very pleased by the live chat today. You know, we've been doing this for some time now, and I'm encouraged by all the chat support that we had today. So kudos to Figurama. The fans came out. They wanted to talk to you. You know, they wanted to hear what you had to say. So it was great. We'll have you again on soon.
Thank you
we'd
so
love to.
much, Charles.
Thank you.
Really, it's a pleasure is like ours. And today I like feel very, cozy and within my comfort zone with you guys. I think that you like made this very spontaneous and amazing show. So thank you so much.
Hey,
Well,
our
thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I had one last question, and then maybe hopefully this fits right into your comfort zone. Figurama Collectors is so heavily inspired by anime, and for those, or for maybe those who may be watching who are not into anime yet or are not familiar with anime, what is one anime series or film that you would recommend for someone who's never watched any anime whatsoever, to get them involved and to get them into anime? If you could just choose one.
Yeah. Only one?
Only one.
Yeah, only one. Yeah.
Maybe two.
Do you
Akira is going to say
answer,
Akira.
guys? I think the guys can like answer this. It's gonna be Akira.
There you go.
There you go.
No, honestly, I am. Actually, I like watch this movie, from time to time. It's like not just like a one-time thing. It's an experience. The art, the art of it, the story, the concept. It's like just amazing. It's like timeless, and it's like gonna get you hooked into this realm. I would say into this addiction.
Well, that's it. I'm gonna get the books there, and I'll be hooked.
Yeah. Good luck with that. And I would like to hear your opinion after that.
For sure, for sure. So once again, Shanab, thanks so much for joining us. I know it's very late over in Hong Kong on your side of the world, and we really appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much. I wish you a great day, and hopefully we will talk to you soon and see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay,
Thanks.
so thanks
Bye-bye.
everyone on the live chat, and we'll talk to everyone soon.